Welcome back to Mario Party, the most professional Let's Play of Mario Party, the one where audio doesn't go wrong ever. That is, of course, in reference to yesterday's video. Must have took place over the weekend. The last video, anyway. Can't remember when this is going to go up. I don't know if it's scheduled to be like a Friday, Monday thing, or like a Tuesday, Wednesday thing. Guess we'll find out. The last video, regardless, where my audio just decided to cut out for like a good minute, and I don't know why. I haven't been able to figure out the cause. There's not anything I did that I can tell, but it happened, and I am marginally apologetic for it. On the other hand, I wasn't talking about anything very important. I believe I was just hating on the pipe maze minigame, which is awful. Because if you aren't the person playing it, you literally don't have to do anything. If you are the person playing it, you have to hit right and left and then A. Up to like 4 times total. Unless you've done goof. And then it's just random. It's random, it's RNG. It's terrible. Should never have been a minigame. I hope there's nothing like it in future Mario parties. I have a sneaking suspicion there will be other minigames I dislike just as much. But we'll get to those someday. Possibly. Like I was saying last episode, my desire to play more Mario Party is currently dwindling. And while I still believe I'll get there, it's going to be a while. There are other party games I'd much rather play, like the Mario Kart games, or the Sega All-Stars Racing games, or Digimon Racing, which I talked about in a couple of episodes ago. Chocobo Racing. Basically party games and racing games. But other sports games too, like I feel like if I were to play like Super Mario Strikers, that would be a good thing to put in this sort of slot because it's not so serious, except when it is, and you scream at the screen because someone tackled you from behind, or you get hit by the giant banana or something. I don't know. I don't really remember that game too well. Actually, don't even know if I own it currently. I know when I was younger, I traded it to somebody for Super Paper Mario. Like, I had Strikers for the GameCube, they had Super Paper Mario for the Wii, and I was like, hey, I want to play Super Paper Mario, and they're like, hey, I want to play Super Mario Strikers. I'm like, can we make that happen? And we did in fact make that happen. I don't remember if I ever got it back. I should check. That's a fun game. I think it's actually like more valuable than Super Paper Mario is at this point. Probably because people like it. People don't especially like Super Paper Mario. Which is kind of a shame because it's not a bad game. It's just a different game. It is not a Mario RPG in the classic sense. And therefore is bad. Like it's essentially a side scroller that just uses the Paper Mario aesthetic. And that doesn't make it bad, it just makes it different. The writing is still really, really good. Also, I tried to grief Wario there and it did not take. I went a bit too far. That's okay. But Super Paper Mario is a good game. I would be more than happy to play it again. Maybe even on this channel. But the thing is, if I'm going to play Super Paper Mario, you know what I got to do first. I've got to play Paper Mario, and I've got to play Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door. And I think Sticker Squad is after it, so I think I could skip that one. But I've got to play at least those two. I would potentially, theoretically, also want to play the SNES Super Mario RPG game, because that's part of the same series. But then I'd think, well, do I also want to play the Mario and Luigi games? Because they're all Mario RPGs as well. Where does the madness stop? And I'm not sure. I've never played the SNES game. I have an SNES Classic now, so I can do that legally. And I still have my cartridge of Paper Mario. I still have Thousand Year Door. If I didn't trade back Strikers, or 4 Strikers, I've still got Super Paper Mario. I've got Sticker Squad. I've got the Wii U game, the Color Splash, I think it was called. And I've got a couple of the Mario and Luigi games. Like, I'm set for that franchise. I've got most, if not all of them. They're all... I'll take that back. Most of them are good games. I hesitate to call Sticker Squad a good game. I hesitate to call Color Splash anything more than an okay game. Because I think Color Splash, like, the writing is still good, the story is still good, the characters are still good, the overworld gameplay is still good. It's the battles which are just cumbersome for what you're doing. So the Paper Mario games, at least the first 2, and the Mario and Luigi games, and I presume the SNES game, are basically just JRPGs. You can interact, or you can do stuff on your opponent's turn, like you can dodge or try to reduce damage that you're taking by hitting A or B or whatever at the right moment to like try to interrupt their attacks. So it's very cool in that aspect, that you can actually perform a little bit of function when it's not your turn, while you're not just waiting. The Super Paper Mario was the one that differed. It was the side-scroller. And then they went back to it for the DS game and for Color Splash. Now, for the DS game, you had stickers that I presume... I've never actually played Sticker Squad. I've just... I've heard it's terrible. So I don't want to call it anything, really. I don't want to call it good. It looks bad. But I've played Color Splash. And in Color Splash, you get cards, which you have to use in order to do any attack, I believe. And the thing is, they're not rare enough to actually feel like you have to use resource management. So, like, the idea of the game is, oh, you want to save your good attacks for, like, the good enemies. You wanna use your weaker attacks on the weaker enemies. But the thing is, that almost never comes into play. I don't recall a single time where I actually ran out of cards, or good cards, especially because I don't think you get it right away, but midway through you get access to an ability which lets you draw a random card each turn, and it's quote-unquote random, not actually random, in that you can get whichever card you want, so you can get a special ability basically every turn. You don't have the resource management that you think you're going to need. As such, it basically just becomes a dumber way to accomplish the same goal. Probably because they didn't want to make it too hardcore for the children that the game is clearly trying to appeal to, but it doesn't make for a good game, or good gameplay, anyway. Like I said, the story is still really good. The writing might be the best of the series. But I'm not sold. Not sold on the actual battles. And that's one of the reasons you play JRPGs, after all. Is for the battles. Then again, maybe you don't, because they're moving away from standard turn-based JRPG battles. Final Fantasy is doing it. 15 was almost unplayable because they decided to do action RPG instead of just straight up RPG. The 7 remake is going in that direction. Not happy about it. My favorite game of all time is Final Fantasy X. Close behind it is 10-2, by the way. That game is tremendous. And if you hate it, you're wrong. You're just wrong. I'm not going to say you're sexist, but maybe you are. Maybe you just hate girl power. I don't know. But I think 10-2's gameplay is where you want to be at. Like the battles in that game, it's the active system, so it's turn-based, but you've got like a timer kind of, so it's not just straight turn-based. You have to think a little bit on your feet, but not a terrible amount. And I think that's like the best way to go about it. Wow, that was a really easy one, wasn't it? Is there anything else to do? Did I 100 it? It looks pretty good. But yeah, Final Fantasy X is my favorite game of all time. And it's a shame that we're moving away from that gameplay. Because people don't want to think, I guess. Because they're just dumb. Because it's not quick enough. That's why I don't like RTS games. I'm cool with the base management, the resource management, all of that, but I can't actually make my brain do the actions on the mouse quick enough and the keyboard quick enough. If that makes sense. So I will probably never play an RTS game on this channel because I am straight garbage at them. And they're just not fun. I do not enjoy playing them. This channel is for trying to get me to finish games and play new games and play things I think I'll have fun with, and that is not one of them. So it really sucks that star spawned behind me, hey? Because I definitely have enough coins. I've got a nice number of coins. But I can't get the star. So if you haven't figured out the gimmick of this course yet, if you hit a question mark block, all of the blues turn to reds for 3 turns, or 2 turns. I think it's 3 turns. And then there are also these dudes who can let you take a shortcut, but you got to pay 10 coins, and then it's an alleged 50-50 split as to whether or not you'll do it. At the end, there's a bend. You either go to Bowser and he just murders you. You'll see with Wario next turn. He will murder you. Or you'll get to go the good way and you'll get to go to Boo. And potentially steal a star and or coins. I guess it's not and, is it? It's just or coins. You can't get both. But if you go to Bowser on Bowser's stage, he will steal stars. And it's just awful. And you don't want that. But it's luck of the draw, allegedly. It's hard to know how fair the RNG is in games. I mean, they tell us it's fair, but do we really know? We do not really know. Could be rigged, and the odds could be completely different from what we expect them to be. Alright, let's go. Let's go, Mario. That's not good enough. That is, in fact, very not good enough. Alright, let's watch Wario here. He's about to meet Bowser. Let's see what happens. Should I steal? You get a roulette, which he picks, and he just takes a star. He just ruined Wario. What a terrible turn for Wario. Because he was doing okay. DK, there's a lot of roulettes on this board. A lot of chance spaces. What you gonna do, DK? Who you gonna try to grief? You're gonna try to grief me? Oh, yeah, that's fair. Oh, you're even... Okay. What you gonna do? Ha 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 ha. Thank you for the coins. Do you even have 30? You do not. You have 26. But you're gonna throw to me individually instead of in bags. Very good. That all but guarantees me the coin star on this map. It seems like they're having a lot of trouble getting sufficient numbers of coins. Oh wow, look, it's the bowling game again. It's almost like I said early on that 3 1v3 games get picked more often than others. Also allegedly RNG. I don't think you can influence them. If you could, I'd be doing that. I'd want to play the diverse amount of games. Oh, he's going for me. He's going for me, but he can't get me. He got 2 whole coins out of that endeavor, and he's cheering about it, even though he has no reason to. What a loser you are, Wario.